I want to show a group of parents and grandparents
Hi everyone, come on down.
how the amount of drugs we're giving our kids, from cold remedies to antidepressants, is going through the roof.
So I want to get your help to show the difference between the amount of medication we give these days compared to how much we used to give in the year that I was born, so in the late 70s.
By talking to paediatricians and using official figures, I've worked out how many doses of medicine 2 classes of 20 kids would take before they're 18 years old. The first class was born, like me, in the 1970s.
In the 70s, I can't even remember what there was. There wasn't much, was there?
I don't remember them having any for cough and colds, actually. I think...
What did you guys used to do? Didn't they never get coughs and
They
colds?
sneezed, they sneezed.
Then we line up pills for a very different class, full of kids born today.
I throw in the tablets. So whatever you need put in, I prescribe. I become a home doctor.
The line of pills for today's class immediately races ahead of the one born 40 years ago.
It's alarming.
Is it?
But yeah, it's alarming.
Overall, we're giving our kids an astounding 3.5 times more medicine than we were when I was growing up.
It's pretty staggering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
No,
Sure.
I think it's worth saying that some of the medicines that we're giving here to kids will save lives, but what it's worth remembering is that all medicines do harm, all drugs do harm, without exception. And most of the time, we hope that the benefit outweighs the harm.
I want to look at whether we're getting this balance right with the prescription drugs we're giving to kids with behavioural problems. But first, I want to look at a popular over-the-counter medicine that parents may be wasting too much of their hard-earned cash on. So it's not till you become a parent that you're aware, really, of this huge industry selling stuff to parents and young kids. The one that outsells all the others is a sticky pink liquid packed with paracetamol. What's your biggest selling kids' medication?
Out of everything, it's Calpol.
Really? What about the non-branded, like the generic paracetamol suspension?
Very rarely asked for.
Really?
No.
Have you got any?
No.
Really?
We just stopped the
It's
Calpol.
that popular?
It's that popular.
Okay. Calpol has 70% of the market for pain and fever relief in kids. In 2016, we spent a staggering £64 million on it. So does Britain have a Calpol problem? I've come to Lincolnshire to meet one of its many self-confessed fans.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
Great to meet you. Thanks so much for having me.
Come on in.
Hi. And who are you?
This is Felicity.
Hi, Felicity. Do you want to give me 5? See? Oh. OK, so no broken bones while I'm here, please. How do you guys deal, in general, with all those little...
Aches and
Cuts
pains.
and aches and-
Calpol is definitely the wonder drug
Yeah.
for
Really?
teething. We have more than our fair share of syringes in the cupboard. Loads of them.
The syringes.
It's possibly even
This is-
more. It's a bit scary how much we've bought.
I make that about 18, give or
That's
take.
just the downstairs.
That's just the downstairs ones. There's more upstairs.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing worse than having to run down and find one.
That is...
We have bottles everywhere.
Really? Oh,
Backup
wow.
bottle, just in case. It's really hard to comfort her if there's anything wrong.
How does she feel about the Calpol?
She's
pretty keen
just
on it?
started asking for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's goes to say she's not a great sleeper, and at night if she doesn't want to go to bed, we go through the whole repertoire of I need a wee, need a poo, Calpol, I need something.
Let's go look around the house, see if we can find any more. Here we go.
So, yeah.
This one's pretty full.
Yeah, that must be a fairly new one. Another bottle of ibuprofen. One more syringe.
So let's say it's sort of, as a conservative estimate, somewhere between 25 and 30 bottles.
In 23 months.
In 23 months, yeah. So a
Quite
bottle,
good going,
a
isn't
bottle
it?
a month.
It's kind of a bottle of a month. I don't feel we use it all the time. It's not, right, it's bedtime, we'll brush your teeth and here's some Calpol and off you go to bed. So I know it's not a routine in that sense, so I don't feel bad in that way, but it does make me question when we've used that much.
Wow, I mean, that was not what I was expecting. They're using a massive amount of Calpol. But it shows to me, like, if this is what normal parents, what good, really good parents are doing, you know, this is a huge part of our parenting culture. This Calpol is how we bring up our kids. But how worried should we be about the amount of drugs we're giving to our children? I'm meeting Doctor and former President of the Royal College of GPs.
Hi.
Thanks so much for seeing me.
Nice to meet you.
Dr. Iona Heath.
I'm a new dad. It feels to me like we're giving out quite a lot of medication to our kids. Is this actually a problem?
Almost certainly yes. We are establishing a pattern of behaviour for the children that what's wrong with them can be treated by something that comes out of a bottle. Difficulty, medication, difficulty, medication.
How do drug companies exploit that, though? Because there are diagnoses written down in manuals.
There are two main areas in which it's easy to play on parental fear. One is the crying baby, and the other is the misbehaving child.
So you've got the crying child, that's the vulnerable stage that I'm at the moment with Lyra. And then there's behavioural difficulties, which are going to come later.
Each generation, it seems to me, since 1945, has more faith and more enthusiasm for medicine taking. And we have to break this cycle that medicines are always the answer to a child's problem.
If Dr. Heath is right, then this is a way bigger problem than I'd thought. One of the areas where medication rates have increased the most is treating kids' behavioural problems.
Probably the best example is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, where between 2000 and 2015 we've seen an 800% increase in prescriptions. Cheers.
I want to understand why parents turn to medication for their kids.
Hello?
Hi.
So what's your name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. And what do people call you? Ellie? Elle?
Stink.
Stink. And who's this with you?
Mummy.
Mummy. Hi, Mummy. Hi. It's Jenny, is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Great to meet you. Eleanor, do you want to show me your house then?
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a look. Up here.
8-year-old Eleanor has been taking medication for her ADHD for 2 years.
This is the loudest Lego session I've ever had. Here, look, come on, focus.
She's scared. She ran away. Daisy!
No, leave Daisy.
When Eleanor was 6, Jenny realised she couldn't cope with her extreme distractibility.
Her behaviour was just really bad, to the point where she would hit me, kick me, throw chairs at me. Walking home from school, she's clinging to lampposts, throwing her shoes in the road, running off the other direction. And it's only a 10-minute walk up the road. So
your life was unbelievably exhausting and difficult.
yeah.
Eventually, the doctors recommended medication. It seemed to help. And Eleanor's been taking pills most days ever since.
Hi, Mum. Blobby! Mum, Blobby! Yes. Here's some goo. Do you want it?
Eleanor, can I have the goo for a second? Because I want to ask. It's a really important question for me.
Don't have dinosaurs.
I have dinosaurs. So I really want to understand from you what it's like having attention deficit disorder. If I come down to your level, that's a bit easier. So what's it like?
Dinosaur. Is he okay? He's okay.
He's okay.
Do you want some?
Eleanor, tell me, what's it like?
Oh, they're hairy.
Is this what it's like? Is it hard for you to answer the question?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm giving you goo.
But why is it hard for you to just listen to me and answer the question? Do you get bored?
No, I get goo.
So try and answer my question. Just give me 5 seconds of your time. What's it like?
It's like bad.
And why is it bad? Is it frustrating?
Yes, when Mummy's angry at me.
But why do you, because Mummy gets angry because you find it hard to do what she says, don't you?
Yes.
Why do you find it hard to do things that people want you
It's
to
a bit
do?
more dirty.
It's fine.
I don't care. Oh, yeah.
Listen to Chris.
Why is it hard? Is it really hard? It's really hard for you to try and answer my question, isn't it?
Yeah, Blobby. Sausage. Sausage!
I think I've probably got the answer to my question.
Playing with good. Sausage! Gooey sausage!
ADHD is the most common behavioural condition in kids. And it covers a wide range of different symptoms.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi Chris, nice to meet you. I'm Fiona.
Hi, Fiona.
Tom's given his drugs for highly impulsive and sometimes aggressive behaviour, particularly at school.
What's the hardest thing about school for you?
Lunchtime's probably the hardest for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't eat.
Why?
Because of my medication.
Oh, so you can't eat?
No, I can, but it doesn't make me hungry.
OK, so the pills stop you feeling hungry?
Yeah.
In the UK, more than 60,000 children are now taking drugs for ADHD.
How's that?
Good.
And 90% of them are on methylphenidate, often known as Ritalin.
Goodbye!
Goodbye. You have a good day at school.
Can I look at the side effects on the drugs?
Possible side effects.
there you go,
This
look,
is always interesting. Right. So common is uneven heartbeat and mood changes, mood swings or changes of personality.
I mean, for me, that's a big old deal. 10% of people, changes in personality. I mean, you know, that's changes in the core of who you are.
He's described it as the fun being sucked out of him. Everything's quite grey and dull. And you can sometimes see it. It's almost like a grey cloud comes over his head and he's dulled down, which of course is the point in the medication, but it's really sad to see.
Methylphenidate boosts the brain chemical dopamine. It does seem to help some symptoms of ADHD in the short term, but it also suppresses appetite, so it can stunt children's growth.
And then the non-serious ones, very common, headache, feeling nervous, not being able to sleep. I mean, you know, food and sleep are two of the pretty important ingredients for the life of a 10-year-old, aren't they?
Absolutely. So then you've got a tired boy with ADHD who's hungry.
I'm convinced there must be a different way to help these kids. I can't find much that's scientifically backed here in the UK, so I searched further afield.
I found a professor at the University of Amsterdam, Susan Bogle. She's a psychologist, and she has developed a mindfulness program specifically for kids with ADHD. Quite an ambitious thing to do. But her initial data, her initial results look really promising.
Mindfulness is a form of meditation, all about paying attention to the present moment. I get that it sounds a bit airy-fairy, but it's supported by good scientific evidence and is now being used by the NHS to treat chronic pain and depression. The world's only course tailored to kids with ADHD has been developed by Professor Bogles.